All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So we're getting caught up on Shonen Jump stuff today. So we're getting around to the new chapter of Spy Family, the video for which I just recorded. We're also getting caught up on the last two chapters of Akane-Banashi, as well as the newest Kaiju chapter that dropped. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. So if you haven't already, as always, please do consider like, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Especially if you like my content, and if you want to show YouTube's algorithm that you want to see more stuff like it, pressing all those little buttons does let it know that this content is worth promoting to its algorithm, and it also lets me know that you enjoy it and you want to see more of it, and it really does mean a lot to me. So if you'd like to help me out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. It's also been another busy month for me, so unfortunately I haven't had time to get caught up on read-through stuff. So I think I'm going to push it off until the end of this month at least. I'll try to get back to it starting July, especially because I have to do a little bit of cleanup and stuff to make this office a little bit more presentable. So hopefully I'll get that done in the next couple of weeks and we'll be back at it full force in the start of July. So look forward to that. But without further ado, let us get into it with Akane-Banashi Story 64. This is so... This is so stupid. With story by Yuki Tsunaga, art by Takamasa Moe, with Rakugo supervision by Keiki Hayashiya, and translation by Stephen Paul, and lettering by Sneer. And we pick up with the glum-looking comedian guy just like biting on his glasses going, "This is so stupid. Rakugo is a folk art steeped in tradition. A mere Zenza taking the works passed down by his forebears and rearranging them to his liking." You see, he just gritting down as he's chomping on those glasses. It's like, "You're making light of a proud tradition." And you see it was at Kaichi going, "All right, I've got to leave now." It's like, "Yotaro, if you need help with anything, ask your aunt." And you see Yotaro's uncle put him in charge of the shop. Eventually a visitor came by. Pardon. Would the old man happen to be in?" It's like, "Old man?" It's like, "You see, I'm here on an errand for a fella named Sakichi Kagaya in Nakabishi. Tell your old man I'm here to confirm 7 items that your broker, Yaichi, purchased in our name. Specifically the wakizashi with decorative pieces by Yujo, Sojo, and Kojo, and the hilt by Bizen Osafune master, Noromitsu with Shibuchi inlay by Somin Yokoya. Boss said the wood handle was Siamese cassia. Turns out it's bogwood, so I'm letting you know he was barking up the wrong tree. Then there's the pot hook with a piece of golden bamboo for Mount Hongbao, the cylindrical flower vase with the Enshu Soho brand, Oribe's incense holder, Nonko's teacup, the hanging scroll written by Matsubasho saying "Old Pond, frog jumps in, sound of water," and a little Byobu screen decorated by Zen masters Takuan, Mokuan, and Ingen. Well, the thing about that Byobo is my boss's Buddhist temple in Hyogo, and the Bozu priest there loves the Byobo, so boss is blessing the Bozu in Hyogo with the Byobo briefly speaking. I feel like there's some kind of pun or wordplay in there in the Japanese, but yeah, I'm not sure. You see the audience is also just looking confused by the whole long speech he just did. He's like, "Auntie, there's some weird guy here." And you see one of the other guys, one of the other judges going, "I'm sorry, I do not remember the judges' names until I've seen more of them, so you're going to have to bear with me." Where's the spiky black-haired guy going, "That long speech is the real draw of golden bamboo." It's like, "The lady of the house. Shall I repeat the message?" Yeah, the merchant repeats his long esoteric message in a thick Kamigata, Kansai dialect several times. And you hear Byobo? Hyogo? It's like the message itself is hard to decipher, but it boils down to business talk. And when a talented businessman is the one delivering that speech, it's a deadly weapon in his hands. It transforms a Rakugo performance into a business discussion. Yeah, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of poses and things, and I'm not going to repeat the whole speech all over again. And you see, briefly speaking, you get all that? And you see another flashback with, "Oh fine, I suppose I have no choice. Since you insist, I'll take this one." And you see him going, "Thank you very much. Then let's get started on the contract." It's like, "When did I lose my joy for seeing smiles on the faces of my customers? I was happy when they were pleased with my suggestions. But customer satisfaction and the company's profit are not always linked." And you see his boss telling him, "The branch hasn't hit its numbers yet. Is there any way you can get us one more order?" Is like in order to hit that quota, there are times that one has to recommend a product when it is less than satisfactory. And you see as he comes back, because his coworkers are clapping, going, "Congratulations on making the sale! Way to go, section chief!" It's like receiving praise for lying only makes me feel more conflicted. It's like, thanks. What I really wanted was a product that I could tell a customer with all of my heart, "This is the best!" It's like, here, we got these tickets for a business partner where they had to back out. Go ahead and take a breather for yourself. And you think it's tickets to a Rakugo performance. He goes, and then I had an encounter with a product that was worth betting my life on. Oh, I'm sorry, but just the way when they draw Isho like all shadowed and darkened with like that, it's so good. And you see after the show, he goes to see him and he goes, Isho goes, "So you want to please the audience before you, and that is why you want to be a Rakugoka?" Everyone knocks on my door hoping to do the same, and most of them give up and quit. Making others laugh can mean leading a life without laughter for yourself. Are you determined to survive and not let that break your spirit? He goes, I am. It's like, very well then. To put the good outcomes first and foremost, I give you the stage name of Kaiichi, with the kanji for joyous and one. If you do anything to betray this moniker, I will expel you. Live up to your name, Kaiichi Arakawa. And he goes, that gave me chills. He's like, it's not like back then anymore. The smiles on the audience, their delight, their laughter, all of it gets my blood pumping. This is the best. It's like there's no greater joy out there. And you see the black-haired Jet scratching his nose going, his monologue in the Kamigata dialect, perfect rhythm, enunciation, projection. That's not just practice, it's a desire to entertain. But most notably, it's a strong, sturdy core at the center of everything he does. I like that, but I don't know about Sensei here. Just because he's earnest doesn't mean he isn't spoiling the works of those who came before him. And you see, as this audience is cheering with a roar of laughter, you see the guy just chewing on his glasses some more. Then a deep breath, he huffs it out, he takes it out, and he goes, then again, it's not often you see a man so dedicated to his audience. And you see him doing stuff like a ribbit. The guy just goes argh. He's like, good grief. This is so stupid. Alright, so again, I think this is kind of a mixed bag of a chapter. On the one hand, I like how you see that, the old comedian critic isn't just being a hard ass or being contrarian for the sake of it. You can see that, all of his criticisms are coming from a legitimate sense of respect for Rakugo and its history. So it makes his criticisms and his it makes his criticism and his disdain at what Kaiichi's doing initially, at least it makes sense why he's reacting so strongly to see what he sees as disrespect. So I really like that those aspects of it are emphasized. Alright, he was chosen as a judge for a reason. So I like those aspects of it. But then again, I think this is again the problem with I've talked about this before. I think this is one of the problems we're going to repeatedly run into with trying to visualize or use Rakugo in a written medium. Because again, the whole long speech where they're talking about he does in the Kansai dialect and things, I feel that's something you can only get the full impact of knowing or having been steeped in Japanese culture, knowing the nuances of it. I feel is what really gets the impact across. I will give credit to Stephen for the translation. Like I said, with the whole puns and everything he did, I think he tried his best to get the impact of what he was doing across, which I feel was really, really difficult. He did the best he could, but like I said, I don't think it really the impact really came across, and I don't think that's an issue with the way it was translated, more so with the medium of how they're trying to get it across. But it's not a huge deal breaker or criticism of the chapter itself. But yeah, apart from that, again, we kind of get the whole thing of us being telling more than showing, this is what he's doing with his performance, this, what the impact he's trying to get across, all that kind of stuff is like. That said, I think the strongest parts of this chapter are definitely Kaichi's backstory. When you get a sense of like why he's doing what he's doing, like what his motivations are, what his drives. I think those are absolutely the strongest parts of this chapter. So I like that they emphasize that while he's a salesman at heart, like his true passion is kind of like providing like service to people, like providing them with quality product and things. So I like that they emphasize like that aspect of his personality, and like that's why he was so dissatisfied with his previous line of work. And again, I already talked about the art is always phenomenal in this. I always love the way they showcase and draw a show, and just draw like the impact of his performance on like the powerfulness of it. Like again, just the way he's drawn, it gets across like how forceful of a presence he is, like how commanding of a presence he is. And I think the shadowing and like the hatch lines work really well for that. I wish I was an artist so I could go into like more specific details about why specifically it works so well, but you're just gonna have to take it on. You're just have to gonna take what I say at face value and just kind of acknowledge it. Yeah, it does work really, really well. I really love the part where Kaiju is so moved and impressed by his performance that he went to him immediately. He's like, I want to apprentice under you and I want to learn your craft because this is the thing I've been searching for. So I really, really loved that aspect. Like I said, I love him being like, I'm giving you this name, don't disgrace it. Really, really good. Chills everywhere. So really enjoyed it. So like I said, those aspects I think were the best part of this. The performance, kind of hit or miss again. I don't know if it really sold me on how powerful or good of a performance it actually was, as much as it sold me on his character. So I think I'd say that's the weakest part of this so far. But yeah, apart from that, still solid. Looking forward to where the other performances and stuff go from here. But yeah, really solid chapter. So like I mentioned at the beginning, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider, dropping a like or comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of diverse content on here for you to check out. So I think if you look around, you'll find something that you like if you haven't seen something already. And like I mentioned, if you do like the content, it's a really good way of letting me know that you like it. It's a really good way of helping me promote this to YouTube's wider audience, especially because I'd like to grow my subscriber count a little bit longer. So if you'd like to help me with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Like I said, there's going to be Kaiju, more Akane Spy Family coming out today as well, so look forward to that. And until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.